Hey guys, welcome back to the Touchline Podcast, football edition. Before we get into the video, if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment down below. I've got Samuel once again here to talk about football. United losing to Brighton, Arsenal and Liverpool, 2-0 wins. Once again, Manchester City, Haaland, hat-trick. It's been a great week of football, Samuel.
Yeah, it's been a good week for many clubs except my club. We'll start with United. It was a tough defeat. You could see that there was some style with the high press. Mason Mount was really good. But once he came off, everything just fell apart. And we're in a position where Mason Mount and Bruno don't sort of work good together because you need one player, creating the goals. And, it's either going to be Bruno up front and then Mason Mount behind, or it's going to be vice versa. So we really need to sort out that. And most likely Bruno Fernandes is going to get the green light because he's our main man. He always scores and gets assists. But yeah, it was a tough defeat, man. We could have won it. Diallo missed his chance. We had the goal with Garnacho. Xerxes touches it and he's offside. So we could have walked away from that. A great win. We're all happy and we're just building off that. But we did it. And Brighton weren't the best, but still, man, they got the win. And they're two wins in a row. They've got Arsenal, another big challenge. And yeah, it's a disappointing loss.
Yeah. You talk about Brighton and you're saying that they didn't play the best. And look, they've beaten Everton 3-0 away from home, which is, again, Everton finishing the season so well. They come to Goodison Park. It's a tough fixture, and they dealt with them well. You got United. Yes, they weren't the best, but still winning 2-1 against a big team like United is an incredible 3-point win. They've got us next week, so if they can get a draw against us, it'll be a perfect month of
Football.
Football for Brighton. But you talk about United, like Zerky is how you pronounce it. I wouldn't say it's his fault, that incident where he accidentally touched and went to the in goal, because you could see he was in a position where I think it was Bruno that crossed it, where he slid already. So by the time Garnacho shot, he was already there, so he couldn't do much.
Yeah, look, it would have been good if Bruno put the pass properly, and it got to Xerxes to tap it in, found Garnacho, and yeah, you can't blame anyone.
Or was it him that diving too early?
Look, I'm not gonna blame Xerxes. It's harsh to put him at fault. It just happened. He was there and he touched it and it went in. But man, Garnacho, when he comes on, he just provides something. He offers something.
Even last week he did.
Yeah, and Diallo scored, which is a good thing to see. So hopefully he gets a start against Liverpool, and that's gonna be a big test. We need to beat them. We need to get back to winning ways, and we don't want to start the season with 3 points out of 9. If we can start it with 6, that'll be good. 4 points would be, it wouldn't be the best start.
Garnacho a left wing or right wing?
He can play right wing, but left wing is more threatening.
So, you said left wing or right wing is stronger?
Yeah, no, left wing is stronger.
Yeah, so I think Rashford, it's time to put him on the bench or even sell him. I think his time's up, and you got Diallo, who had a very good preseason when I've seen on the highlights and even watching a few games. He did look good. You got Garnacho on the left wing. So if you can build Garnacho and Diallo, that would be an incredible partnership, because you look at us when Arsenal, we had Martinelli, who just came to the squad. Then we had Saka, who was still developing. We've had them for the last 2 to 3 years, and they've become exceptional wingers. And I think you're in a similar position where if you keep these wingers, keep on giving Garnacho every single week game, 90-minute football. Same with Diallo. If they can keep on playing, they'll build confidence, they'll contribute to the team, and that's something they've both been missing last year, always in and out of the squad, and that can affect someone's performance consistently. So that's, I feel, what United are missing right now.
Yeah, I think with Rashford, I completely forgot about him. Man, he looks the same as last year. I don't know, something's missing. I just don't know what. I just think now
he needs a new chapter.
He might need a new start, fresh start somewhere else, and he might. He's just not clicking. He's not scoring goals. When he runs, he's losing the ball. He's running into players, and yeah, I'd give him one more shot against Liverpool, because last season that's what clicked his season. He scored against Liverpool, and then he went on that goal run 2 seasons ago. So yeah, I think I'll stick with Rashford one more week. But if not, Garnacho comes on, man, because Garnacho cannot just sit on the bench and leave Rashford just playing terrible just for Garnacho to sit on the bench. So Garnacho has to start. Man, he's going to look so good in the future.
Now, we're talking about Arsenal, who again, incredible win against Aston Villa. Now that's 2-0 wins back to back. That's back to back clean sheets. Yeah, we're doing incredibly well, Arsenal, and it's very impressive what I've been seeing from the last 2 weeks. Raya, incredible performance once again. He's really stepping up, and me as a fan that really loved Ramsdale and Raya, I wasn't a big fan. I just saw he wasn't making enough saves in his performances as an Arsenal player, as opposed as what's called Ramsdale. He was always making saves every single week, and I feel he's really developed as a player in, again, first year at Arsenal, and now he's got that permanent move. He's really looking good, more controlling with the game. He's making saves. You look at last week, made 2 world-class saves, and once again against Aston Villa, he pulled off a magnificent save, and that will go down as, for me personally, one of the greatest saves in the Premier League. That was incredible because you look at it, first of all, took a deflection. He's leaning backwards until he hits a post. He's looking backwards towards the net. Then he has to quickly react. Watkins, people say it was a bad miss. Yes, it was a bad miss, but still, you have to give credit to Raya because regardless of that miss, he reacted well and got power to and just completely, it was incredible save, and he's really stepped up. And overall, the performance, lots of fans are saying that it was good. I don't think it was the greatest performance. I think we didn't get lucky. I just feel it was a pretty even game. I think maybe Villa first half were a bit better. First 15 minutes, we looked good. We controlled the things. Odegaard was getting the ball a lot. We were creating a few chances. But during the whole game, we weren't taking enough shots. And I feel that's what was frustrating to watch because the amount of ball we had in the box, we weren't taking shots. Watkins missed 2 chances, which in a way we were a bit lucky, but that happened to us last year where we miss big chances. You got the Kai Havertz moment, Martinelli last year, and that cost us, and Villa got the win. So I'm glad we got the 3 points. We move on to Brighton next week. Just key players are really stepping up, and it's good to see.
Yeah, Arsenal are playing good. Again, the kicking off the season away, they finished it. And again, they just got to keep on winning. You could see, the togetherness when Trossard scored that goal, Gabriel cheering the fans on. So it's good. And I'll quickly touch on United. I remember first season with Ten Hag, the defenders were together. When De Gea makes a save, we're all running up to him. But for some reason, we stopped doing that. But it's good to see Arsenal doing that because the one thing that leads to success, the one thing that leads to winning title is the togetherness with the club, the players loving each other. When someone scores a goal, when someone makes a save, the defenders coming together.
That's what we have.
Cheering each other. Like, apart from a goal, when you make that tackle, that key saving tackle, everyone gets together.
The Saliba one, I showed you.
Just Arsenal in a good spot right now. I saw the fans celebrating, cheering, just everything about it is perfect right now. And they got to just keep on winning. They got a big run. They got Brighton at home, which is tough. Brighton are known to actually win few games at Emirates. They got Tottenham away, then Man City at home. If Arsenal can go with those 3 games not losing, then that would be a very good sign.
Yeah, and I think we can. I think possibly we'll get the draw at City. I think City is always a tough, but personally, if you want to win the league, you need to beat Man City. Yeah. That's the only way. Think about it. If we had beaten City but at Etihad last year. No, but I'm saying if we had beaten him at Etihad, we would have won the league.
Did you lose there?
We drew there. But still, that extra 2 points because we were 2 points behind them. They lose the point, we get the 2 points.
Enough, yeah.
So that would have been enough. So it's very important we beat City in the next 3 weeks coming up because, again, I feel that can really define the title right there. And, of course, we still have to play them at Emirates. It's very early.
You can't. But it can. You look on.
But that's the motivation you need.
Yeah, you want to win it.
Quickly, I'll talk about Calafiori, man. He was incredible. He came on with 15 minutes left to play, or 10 minutes. But you can see this guy's good. He's strong. He's tough. You can see his positioning when he's defending. He knows where the ball is going. There was 3 incidents where Aston Villa done long balls, or it was a good cross, and he was there. He knew where he had to be, and he cleared it. And he's going to be a really good player. You've got Timber, Zinchenko, Calafiori at the left-back position role. I still think we need a backup to Ben White just in case. I know Timber can play there, but I feel Arteta will be playing him more at left-back than right-back. So, yeah, overall, it's good days for Arsenal fans. And, yeah, hopefully we can just keep on winning.
Well, Haaland scored a hat-trick on the weekend. Bro, this guy just does not stop. Is he the best striker already in the Premier League? Personally, for me, he's heading there.
Mm.
I think he will be. I'm not saying he might be. He will be the best striker.
Because you never know what's going to happen in the future.
You never know. He might have injuries and it just stops him from being the best. He could leave. But if he really wants to make Premier League greatness and break every record, he stays at
Because
City.
talking about records, man, his records are incredible, man. What he's broken in the last 2 years has been incredible. So the first one, quickest game to 100 goals was Alan Shearer with 124 games. Haaland, he's already on 68 appearances, 67 goals. So on the rate of that, it's looking good and he's going to beat it. Quickest game to 50 goals was Erling Haaland with 48 games. Yeah. So 50 goals. Sorry. Quickest games to 50 goals is Haaland with 48 goals.
He took 48 games to get 50 goals.
Yeah. Most goals in one Premier League season with 35 goals. He has 2 Premier League title. Most goals in all competition by a Premier League player, which is 52 goals. In 2023, Manchester City's Erling Haaland became the first player in Premier League history to win both Player of the Season and Young Player of the Season awards for the same campaign. And he's also ranked 3rd for most Premier League hat-tricks, and it's only his 3rd Premier League season.
Yeah, like that says it all. He scores so many hat-tricks. And like on FPL, like to think you're going into the sea without having Haaland in your team is like you just can't. You got to have him in your team.
He's incredible.
He is just smashing it, goals after goals. You know, that 3rd goal he scored, who did they verse? Ipswich. That 3rd goal he scored outside from the box, just shot it.
Made it look so simple.
Made it look so easy. And as much, I'm a United fan, but I just love seeing Haaland do what Haaland does because he's such a great striker.
And I feel in his game, like there'll be games where he's he's not even he doesn't even touch the ball. So many times last year, I think it was 2 games against Arsenal, he didn't have 1 touch in the box. So there's moments like that where I think he needs to improve. Like when things are not going his way or when he's not performing, it's important that he gets that crucial goal, because we've seen that, like I said last year, where he can go like invisible. But overall, he's a fantastic striker. He still has to be Thierry Henry's hat-trick with, I think he's 4 Premier League golden boots. So he's on the way to that. But overall, man, I think give it, 2 years, 3 years, he's going to be breaking more records. And I think by then he'll be the greatest Premier League striker ever.
Haaland last season wasn't the best, but he still got golden boot. And this season, I really think...
He got below 30, was it? No, I think he was 30 goals. Somewhere around that. No, he was below. No, it was below. He was below last year.
But I think this season he's going to smash it. He knows that he wasn't the best last year, and he knows he can get better. He knows he can top that first season he had. I really think Haaland's going to score like 35 goals plus.
So he'll break it again.
He's going to break it again.
And that just shows how good this guy is. Alan Shearer was the only... when I was getting the stats up, he's the one that has got 3 seasons, 30 plus goals. And already Haaland's got 35 as the most. So again, like you're saying, I think he can really break that. But it depends how the season's panning out.
Yeah.
Even if City is not performing well, I still think he's going to be up there and get the golden boot. But you've got competition. And quickly, we talk about like strikers. There's not really big strikers in the Premier League anymore. The only big and the best striker is Haaland. Because you look at back in the days, you had Van Persie, who was considered one of the best.
Rooney.
Henry, Drogba, Aguero, Rooney. It was loaded.
Yeah.
And for the first time in years, I feel we're in a generation where, in an era where there's not a lot of big strikers, like world-class ones, midfielders. Yes, there's De Bruyne. Odegaard's still developing and he'll give time. You got Rodri as world-class. But I know it's a new era, but we haven't seen that for a pretty long time.
That era back then was packed. Like I had everyone.
I don't think
this season, and again, there might be like a shortage of great players out there. You know, so look, it's a different era, but we're still getting some fantastic players coming in. Still young ones coming up. But yeah, on your point there, back then it was like loaded with players. You had Lampard, Gerrard.
It was stacked, bro.
Rooney
It was crazy.
could play mid. So it was crazy. Vieira. So yeah, you had a lot of players. But yeah, finally before we wrap it up, few transfer news. Sancho to Chelsea, and we got Osimhen to Arsenal. Look, Sancho, I don't think he's going to play. He's not even on the bench anymore. So I think we are looking to...
But didn't he...
He made up, but yeah, they solved it. They forgave each other. They moved on, but yeah, they still want to move on to different clubs. And look, yeah, Sancho, he wherever he goes, I wish him all the best. I don't like players that play for, United go to rival clubs. I just don't like it because...
So is he heavily linked to like Chelsea?
He's linked with Chelsea, but then it haunts you if he does good. Then you're like, oh my gosh, he's doing good. I'd rather him go do it somewhere else, smash it out, but just not in the Premier League.
Look, but you talk about moving to rival clubs, but even if it was to work out there, it's not that bad. Of course, you're strengthening a rival team, but it just things happen that way. It's just his time at United hasn't worked out. It just maybe he needs something, a new start, and going to any sort of club, whether it be in the Premier League or that, he's gonna perform because he probably just didn't enjoy his time at United. So right. These little moments can play like a factor. If he's not enjoying his time, he's gonna perform bad. But if he's enjoying his time, he's gonna be full of confidence.
Well, Jesus has been injured. He should be out for maybe a short period of time. Osimhen's linked to Arsenal. Personally, for me, I don't think they get it done. I think they're going to stick with Havertz. And we've seen Arsenal make 2 transfer signings this year. I just don't see him buying a big striker this year.
Well, Edin Nketiah is set to leave Arsenal to Crystal Palace. He's set to sign a 30 million. Not him, but the fee is 30 million. And because of Nketiah leaving, I think we're in need of another forward. There's no way we're going to cope a season with Havertz because Jesus is injury prone. He's going to bound to get another injury. And if we're just having Havertz as striker...
But you got Trossard.
But I feel Trossard, yes, he can play there, but still you need backup strikers. And I feel Havertz, you never know what's going to happen to him in the season. He could have a long-term injury and then we're stuffed. So Osimhen, I don't know. I've got this feeling that he won't suit the Premier League. I don't know why. It's just my feeling. Many Nigerian fans, when watching AFTV, Ty was saying that a lot of their fans, they don't rate him. They think he's a good player, but he's a bit overrated. And that's how I see him. I think he's a good goal scorer, but it's just in the Serie A. I feel Premier League is completely different. If it was to come, I'm going to accept it. I'll back him and wish him all the best and hopefully he does well. But for me, the striker old one is... Look, I don't think Watkins is going to leave Aston Villa. They're in the Champions League. Isak will stay another year at least at Newcastle. So right now we're in a position Ivan Toney is a big shout. I think we can get him on a cheap deal. Again, I'm not sure if he played this week against Liverpool.
Don't think so.
So again, if that's the case, I think he would want to move. He's linked with Saudi Arabia, of course. He's probably the striker I would want to take the most. He's a good player. He's a good goal scorer. Turns up in big games.
Even in that period, I think it was 2 seasons ago, he was scoring so many goals. I think he was top 3 goal scorers. So he can hit his form when his teams around him doing good. Brentford in that period were very good. I think it was their first season actually in the Premier League. It was
first season.
He was smashing it. So I think if Tony came to Arsenal, any good team, he'd shine.
And yeah, look, I've always said I'd rather Watkins over Ivan Toney. I just feel Watkins he does more than what Ivan Toney does. Worst case, if we have to get him, I'll be happy because proven Premier League striker. Even Anaka is
Williams,
from the Spanish team.
Athletic Bilbao.
Yeah. There's an obligation to buy, so a release clause. If we were to get him, I'm not sure what the release clause is. It's pretty high, of course. I'll take him. He's proven how well he is in the Spanish league. Rumors that we're back trying to get him with Osimhen. So there's a lot of strikers, and I think especially with Edin Nketiah, like I said, leaving, we need a big striker, and I don't think we're going to survive with just Havertz.
Yeah, well, anyways, that's a wrap up to Football Talk edition. Before you leave the video, make sure you hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon.